Thank you for joining us for a very special series. I will be highlighting the power of metabolic health in the employee wellness space in this series of multiple episodes. We're going to be demonstrating the power of nutrition and community in improving the lives of employees in the corporate landscape. Our employee wellness program has been published in the medical literature. We've demonstrated a reduction in cardiovascular risk, a reduction in A1C, blood pressure, and weight, all while reducing the burden of medications. Despite these amazing results in the literature, they don't capture the patient experience. Today, we're going to be bringing you those stories.
The Louisiana company that invented a machine to process shrimp back in 1947 is leading the way in employee wellness and healthcare. I talked with Dr. Tro Kalajian of Dr. Tro's Weight Loss about what Laitram provides its employees.
We work with, all the different businesses there because it's not just that company. You have to sort of give people the tools so that they can sustain this at home.
Meeting health needs of workers.
We want to bring your services to the entire company. And so that was exciting to me because I know in the literature it's been published that a metabolic health program focused on nutrition, focused on low carb eating, intermittent fasting, it's been shown to save companies money. It's been shown to reduce the costs for medications, and patients absolutely love it because they lose weight and they come off their diabetes medications. So I was excited.
Well, welcome everybody to Low Carb MD podcast. Today, some of the monkeys are running the asylum. I am Amy Igus. I'm a program director with Dr. Tro's practice, and we are thrilled today. Our guest is Barbara Favret. She is an employee at a company that has worked with us over the last year and a half. She was part of the initial pilot program that we did with this company called Laitram, an amazing company. They are super concerned with their employees' wellness and health and happiness. So they engaged with us about a year and a half ago to do a pilot program of 12 people to see what our metabolic weight loss program could do for them. The program started out with 12 people. It is now over 100 people strong. So I think we did some good work, but we're interviewing during this employee wellness podcast series, we're interviewing a number of people. We talked to some of the Laitram management, and today Barbara was one of the lucky 12 that joined us way back in January of 2022 and has been wildly successful. I won't do the spoiler alerts yet, but welcome to Alice. Welcome to Barbara. Thank you so much. So Barbara, tell us a little bit about sort of what your life had been like before you saw this program, before you discovered this program. Had weight been an issue for you for a long time?
Yes. My weight has been an issue since I was probably 10 years old. Just heavy, overweight. And over the years, I have tried so many different programs, but this is only program that I have been successful on that I have lost as much weight as I have.
And what had you tried to lose weight?
I have tried Diet Center. I have tried Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Inches Away, On My Own.
So you did these programs, and when would you quit? What would that look like?
Well, they get expensive. And if something happened in the household, the car broke or something needed to be repaired and you didn't have the extra money, so I would cut not going anymore, doing my weight program.
Got it. It's hard, when other needs present themselves. And I think as women, we tend to put the eggs in the other baskets, right?
Exactly.
And what was your life like before you started this program? Did you keep trying to lose weight and just kind of hit your head against a wall? It was just very frustrating, and how did your weight impact your day-to-day life before this?
Well, my weight, what happens is I would kind of like stand back and just watch life in a way. Like if we had family, we're very close and we had family gatherings and stuff. And, I was always there, but I never really participated, like I watched from a distance, like when it was my great nephews were having Easter egg hunts, I wanted to go and help them pick up the eggs, but I knew I couldn't at that time because of my size. Or go ride rides, or I went, but I just didn't participate. I just walked with them and just watched them and that kind of thing.
How did you hear about the program initially, Dr. Tro's program initially?
Well, they had advertisement around posters around work and in the lunchroom. And then they sent us emails. And to be honest with you, originally, when I saw all of the posters and stuff, I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to apply for the pilot program.
How come?
Well, because since it was work and I knew how I wasn't successful with other diets, I didn't want to not do well for work and let them down. You know what I mean? Because I knew it's been tried so many diets. And when it comes to work, you don't want to commit something that, you know what I mean? So I wasn't going to do it. But then a friend of mine, coworker, she called me and she says, Barbara, I call it, she's my guardian angel. She called me and says, Barbara, let's do it. We'll do it together. We'll just do the Zoom. At that time, we didn't even know you guys were in New York and New Jersey. So I said, okay, I did it. And it was the best thing I ever done, because when I was watching the program and then I saw the story and how, like Dr. Tro's story, Amy's story, and it just hit that, they knew how it was to be overweight and how to be in my shoes, because they lived in my shoes. It was like a godsend. It was like, oh, wow. It really was awesome. I was like, oh, and then after that, I just was praying that I got in the pilot program. So it was just awesome when I saw their stories and they knew exactly how I felt, every day. And not that I expressed to people, but it's just knowing that, wow, and they were successful. And it's like how they made it not have to worry about, counting calories or a piece of meat on as big as your palm, or eat 3 meals a day. Or it was so intriguing, the video and stuff like that. So I was very impressed. And so I wanted to hopefully got picked for the pilot program. So I filled out all the paperwork and I kept asking, not often, but pretty often, I would email Frank and say, Frank, how many people so far, and, see how many people were applying. And a lot of people were applying, what I mean? So that my coworker and I, we started praying that I got into the pilot program. And a few days before Christmas, I got a phone call, I got in.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tell me, when you first heard about the program, you first saw our presentation that we did a couple of video webinars to introduce the program and the concepts of the program to everybody. Did you think you could do it? Did you think, like, what is this crazy diet? What is this? How come I never did this before? What is this?
Well, what happens, I heard of like keto before, years and years ago, or Atkins, when Atkins thought it was popular or whatever. And I went to GNC and I was wanting to get the book and stuff. And they were telling me that, no, that's not a real good thing to do. You can destroy your kidneys. And so I didn't pursue it. And then here, being under a doctor supervising us and a company paying for everything, so it's so much easier. You don't have a burden on your bank account. You got a doctor, a health coach, all the support team right there, an email away, a text away, a phone call away. It's just amazing.
What does it mean for you to have your bosses and your employer kind of supporting you in this way?
I think it's awesome. It's fabulous. It just makes you want to succeed for yourself and for them, because they care about us and that they want us to be healthy, because they invested in us and they want us to invest in ourselves. So that way it's a win-win situation in my book.
Yeah. One of my favorite memories of working with you as your health coach, you told me on the very first meeting that we had, you told me that after you got into the program, and you told me that you and your friends had prayed to get into the program. And then you told me something that has stuck with me for all this time. You told me that I'll let you tell the story, what you had prayed for once you got into the program.
Yes. Once I got in the program, and then it was so exciting that I got in the program. It was a few days before Christmas and I got the phone call. My sister was there. And after I hung up, we were so excited that I got in the program and stuff. And then when I was praying to get into the program, because I wanted to do good for myself, Jesus, and my coworkers, because I wanted to do well, because I wanted them to offer the program for other coworkers, because there were so many of us that wanted to get in this program. And I was blessed enough to get in the pilot program. So I wanted to be successful for myself, Jesus, and my coworkers. When I saw the email and the posters and advertisement that they were going to offer it again, I was like, yay!
Job well done. I mean, talk about a selfless motives. That's really, really beautiful. And tell me a little bit about, like, just on a practical level, what were the early days like when you first started this program? What was hard for you? What was like, oh, wow, this is easy? Or, what was it like?
Well, when I first started, I started in January, and I forget what month. I don't know if it was March, maybe, when they started talking about fasting and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? But I just took it baby steps. I just did what you guys told me to do. Like when I met with Dr. Tro, because the first day I met with Dr. Tro, I confessed because that morning I got a Reese's and a regular Dr. Pepper. And I said, I knew I was coming to meet you at 3:30, but I got the Reese's and the Dr. Pepper. And he goes, why did you do that? I said, I was so hungry. And he goes, aha. What I'm going to teach you, how to get your hunger under control. And then he just told me what to do. Green leafy vegetables, as much protein as I want. Keep your carbs under 30. And I said, as much as I want? He goes, yeah, not until you throw up. So I've been doing that ever since. So I was eating my 3 meals a day, and then weight was just coming off of me. And then like one time I met with Dr. Troy, he goes, are you eating enough? Because he didn't want to backfire on me. And I said, yeah, I'm eating. He goes, well, what you had for lunch? And I said, I had a pork chop and a hamburger patty and some cauliflower. And he says, okay. So I was doing that, eating, as much protein as I want. So I would eat 5 eggs in the morning. Then I had my lunch. Then I would eat dinner. And then after weeks, then I wasn't hungry for breakfast. So he says, if you're not hungry, don't eat. So then I would just eat lunch and dinner. I did that for months. And then now, Monday through Friday, I only eat dinner with my husband.
Wow. So 1 meal a day, fasting for about 22 hours every day.
Well, except on weekends. Weekends, I kind of like maybe eat 2 small meals. It just depends, because if I'm off with my sister, what do? You go eat.
Right.
It's fine because I know what to do and I'm doing what I need to do. Eating my proteins, I'm eating my vegetables. I know what to do. And then if I want something, I can have it. I feel like I'm not missing anything.
Now that you've done this program for the full cycle of a year, over a year and a half, actually it is over a year and a half at this point. You've gone through birthdays, you've gone through Christmas, you've gone Thanksgiving, Easter, all the holidays.
Mardi Gras.
You've gone through 2 king cake seasons. We had to learn what king cake was up here. But how have you navigated all of that? Well,
prepared.
Got it.
I made sure I was prepared, because one of the things that you guys teach us is to be prepared. Amy gave me some recipes. Like for my birthday, I had a chocolate cake. It was delicious. My niece made it for me. For Elizabeth graduation party, I had my niece make me some cookies, but it's just all the recipes using all the right ingredients.
So going through this program for a year and a half and getting through the Mardi Gras and everything, do you feel deprived?
No,
That's
I
awesome.
do not. Me personally, I do not, because I know I can have whatever I want. I just have to pick the right stuff, go get the right bread. If I want a sandwich, you guys give us the tools. I just go to Whole Foods, get it, put it in my freezer. If I want, take it out. Thanksgiving last year, I always like a sandwich, a turkey sandwich.
That's the best part of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. So guess what? Took my bread out the freezer, defrosted it, and I had a turkey sandwich.
That's awesome. So what has the impact been on all of these changes that you've made? What has been the change in your health, your life, your weight, all that stuff?
What happened was right before this program was introduced by my work, I was diagnosed with prediabetes. And that kind of made me a little nervous and stuff. And like I was telling Amy, it was like when I got to be pre-diabetic, at that time I prayed and Lord, I need help, and then I didn't put it together until a few months later, but then work introduced the program. And then once I saw the first episode, and then I realized this is a blessing. This is like an answer to my prayers, So I think that has a lot that's helping me too. And plus also too, I don't want to let Laitram down or my coworkers.
Barbara, can I ask, on the day before Christmas, when you found out that you got into the program, but you had prediabetes?
Yes.
Where about was your weight at that time?
297 pounds.
Okay.
Close to 300.
Okay. And then after going through the program, the initial 6 months medical weight loss program, how much weight did you lose?
In the first 6 months, I don't remember. It was dropping pretty rapidly. I was like losing like 10 pounds a month, maybe 60 pounds.
Okay.
I mean,
Wow.
I have to check my app.
And now where are you?
132 pounds I have lost.
Wow.
Last time I had a meeting with Dr. Tro, he goes, right now he didn't care if I lose any more weight or not. He was pleased with my weight and where I'm at. He just wanted me to get stronger. So then down at the gym, I hired a trainer. So I meet with Brian Monday and Wednesdays from 11:30 to 12, and he's helping me get stronger.
Good.
Then with Amy, she wants me to walk. So that's been a struggle for me, but she gives me baby steps. So right now, what I do on Fridays, I'll walk around before I go to work. Now I can bend over, pick up things. Before I started the program, to bend over, and it was very hard to pick up anything, but now, I mean, I can. You have to see I'm doing squats at the gym. I would have never thunk it. And it's just like, this is the only program that I have been successful that I lost this much weight on.
And it sounds like you have a friend who, you mentioned that you call her your guardian angel.
Yes.
And being a part of the pilot program, you're kind of a guardian angel to all of the members of Laitram who are now here. So you are a huge inspiration.
What are people saying to you in the office?
What happens is, they're like, wow, you're doing good. You look good. You know what I mean? Keep it up. And when they always say, I said, I'm on the program, the Dr. Tro Laitram program, And then when I see Mr. LaPierre, I see him sometime once in a while and stuff like that. And then I'll tell him different things and, how well I'm doing. And I thank him for believing in his employees. And this costs money for him, for the company, and that he's investing in us. And I just I told him that I appreciate it and that just say thank you, and then sometimes I'll see him, he'll ask me how I'm doing with my thing, and I'll tell him, at our Christmas party and stuff, because after we was talking and said, oh, how you were doing at that time, I remember, because I had a conversation with Mr. LaPierre, I was 105 pounds I lost. So we did the elbow bump, fist bump, and then at a Christmas party too, they also had grilled shrimp instead of just fried shrimp.
Look at that.
Now you like that, because they knew people were on the program, and they had salad. They had the stuff they would normally do, but then they also made sure they had stuff for the people who were trying to be healthy. And then what happens, they even had keto cheesecake, little things. I ate too many, but that's okay. We don't have to tell nobody that. I think I had 6, but that's all right.
Well, tell me, what would you say to other employers that might be considering implementing some kind of program like this for their people, for their staff? What would you tell them?
I would say it's a great investment. I think it's an awesome program. It's a great investment, and it tells the employees that you care about them and that you want them to be healthy, not just to be healthy to work for them, but also be healthy outside of work. So that way they can keep this for the rest of their lives.
Do you feel that your productivity at work has improved?
I always was and am a very conscientious and a hard worker. Heavy or not heavy, I don't think that has changed. I take my job very seriously. I'm grateful that I have a job, and I love working for this company, and always want to do the best that I can when it comes to work, because they're paying me.
How long have you been working for Laitram?
17 years. April made 17 years.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I think is so remarkable, just about everybody that I have met, and I've met over 100 people from the company at this point, has been there 5 years, 10 years, some 20 years. It's pretty remarkable. And that investment that they're making in their employees is coming back, and that people are staying for the long term, right? They're creating homes for themselves there and a place to kind of live and be successful. Yeah. How has this impacted your home life? How has it impacted your family, your husbands,
my
daughter,
husband,
your nephews?
He's been wonderful. He cooks for me. He's thrilled about it. I mean, because he wanted me to get healthy too. And I wanted to get healthy too, because as I get older, I don't want to be a burden for my husband or my daughter. You know what I mean? So I want to try to stay healthy and having fun, or just you don't have to worry about, like, if you want to go flying and you need to get a seat extension, or, are people looking at you weird because you're overweight. But my family, they are just so thrilled. My brother, my sisters, they're just so thrilled. everybody, my daughter's so thrilled. Everybody's just thrilled.
What's the difference in your actual day-to-day life in terms of energy or mood or activity levels, just on a day-to-day basis, not you're working out and you're walking?
Yeah. Well, I find that my mood is good. I just feel better. You know what I mean? About the whole entire thing. It just feel more confident, maybe, if that's the word, or I just feel, I don't know, it's different. I mean, if you would have said a year and a half ago that I would have lost 132 pounds, I would have said, no way, but so far, so good. I mean, I move around. I'm all over the place. Matter of fact, my daughter just graduated from LSU. And the week before she was graduation, we went to Mississippi and we went to Margaritaville, and they had a water park, lazy river, and they had a slide. I can't tell you the last time that I was in a lazy river or on a slide. I went down that slide and I was in that lazy river. And I even had a bathing suit on.
Well, I'm glad that you were wearing a bathing suit, first of all.
Yes.
But it sounds like you went from kind of living life on the outside and watching everything to being right down in the middle of it and
participating.
Going down a lazy river and down a water slide in a bathing suit. That you can't get much more in life than that.
Yeah,
exactly. And then I think it was school. My great nephew's school had a little function at City Park where they had amusement rides and stuff like that, which before I would have never even got on an amusement ride because I was afraid that the thing wouldn't fit and I didn't want to get in, it wouldn't fit, and I would have to walk off. I said, I'm not even gonna deal with that. I got on those rides too. Got on the train, I got on carousel, got myself on a horse.
Look at you.
I know. Or I would not have done that. I would have just watched and been happy just watching.
Got it. That's awesome. I think one final question and then we'll let you go. What are you saying to your coworkers now that are, getting started on the program or thinking about getting started? What words of wisdom can you offer them?
Well, I tell them that, what happens is we have a couple of coworkers. I think my first year I lost maybe 100 pounds roughly, or 105 or whatever. And then I have a coworker who works in the e-shop. He's a very young man. His wife just had a baby. He's on the program and he's just so thrilled about it. And he'll ask me questions. And I think he was up to 44 pounds now. And I said, keep it up because he's going to try to break my record. I said, you do that. And then like another coworker, he saw me losing weight and stuff. And he wanted to get on the program. And I just tell him that they're a phone call away, a text away. They're right there. You have any questions, anytime, ask. Just do what they say. Let's say you had a hiccup, no big deal. The very next meal, increase your protein, your green leafy vegetables. Don't say, I'm going to start on Monday. You start the next meal, just start the next meal, just shake it off. I just encourage them and they encourage me and they'll ask me some questions and I'm just so happy to help. And it's just an awesome program to me. And what I like about it is so simple. Not simple. You have to work at it. But it's easier to count carbs than worrying about counting calories or your portion size. So that's why I think it's much easier for me that I can handle it because it's not like, okay, I can eat whatever meat I want. I can eat whatever approved vegetables I want. And
you never have to struggle through being hungry. You never have to struggle through, watching other people eat and you have to deprive yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Barbara, thank you so much. Congratulations. Continued good health to you. You have, just made us all super proud. And now you're like as Alice said, you're like a superhero, one woman of like just spreading goodwill and good love and good cheer to everybody. So we really appreciate it so much.
I do want to say one other thing. When y'all were having those Saturday classes, I went on a couple of Saturday, I was listening and I think Alice had the fasting. Mm-hmm. And what happens is in that week that it was a Saturday. So that following week, I did 2 48-hour fast that week.
Wow.
I want to give you the biggest high fives ever right now. That's amazing.
Yeah. And then I'll tell my husband, I'm not going to eat this day. And he goes, he was like kind of sad in a way, not sad where don't do it, but because he wanted to cook or whatever. Yeah. The weekend that Elizabeth's graduation party and stuff like that, I did a 36-hour fast just to make sure if I ate a little bit of the appropriate stuff, but a little bit more appropriate stuff that I should. That's why I did a 36-hour fast.
Oh, we are so proud of you. You were awesome. Great job. Keep it up.
And what happens is I'm still on the program until January because it's a 2-year program, but I won't have Amy or Dr. Tro or you or the rest of the team, but I'll still be able to use the apps.
And we're a text away. So
exactly.
Thank you so much, Barbara. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to kind of talk about your experiences.
If you're interested in bringing metabolic health to your work environment, to your company, please visit drtro.com or reach out to our practice.